Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 27th October edition of the Blue Brand, as well as all the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including is Ronda Rousey returning to the ring, John Cena roasts Solo Sikoa, ex-WWE superstar now a free agent, and more. As always, we won't recap the matches, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Bianca is on a mission. Bianca's back and she's taking no prisoners. Tonight's promo by the EST was fantastic as she showed she's no one to be trifled with and that damage control messed with the wrong person. WWE made Belair look strong by having her come back from her kayfabe injury with a game plan at getting revenge on damage control. It also planted the seed for a future heel turn by having Belair admit this is the first time she's been consumed by a desire for revenge. Suffer and Succotash. Did LA Knight just call back Roman Reigns' infamous Suffer and Succotash promo? Yes, and that was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Knight roasting Roman during their contract signing. LA Knight played mind games too by interrupting Roman's ring entrance, then sitting down at the head of the table to sign the contract for Crown Jewel. The Tribal Chief got in a few shots of his own, but the signing was Knight's chance to destroy Roman on the mic, angering the undisputed champion so much he flipped the table and attacked Knight, protecting the LWO. The LWO lost tonight against the Street Profits, but the WWE protected the group by having Santos Escobar tell his tag partner Carlito to run to the back to check on Rey Mysterio, who had just been ambushed by Logan Paul. Escobar is good, but he's not good enough to take on the Profits by himself. This gave the Profits a much-needed win and left the door open for a rematch between the two teams. Sweet setup for Cena versus Solo. Is John Cena leaving the WWE soon? While that remains to be seen, the exchange between Paul Heyman and John Cena suggests Solo Sikoa could be the man to put Cena on the shelf when they meet at Crown Jewel. Cena's passionate promo made it clear that this match is a must-win for him. Cena has made himself a target for the bloodline, and now Solo Sikoa is adamant about taking care of the future Hall of Famer. There's plenty of surprise inherent in this match because it's Solo's first, dare we say, solo outing, and fans would expect him to go over. However, if he does go over, will this be bad news for Cena, as in a post-match beatdown complete with a stretcher job? We'll learn soon enough, but this scenario has to have Cena fans worried. Good match with Dragon Lee and Cedric. Dragon Lee continues to impress with his fast-paced moves, and tonight's match against Cedric Alexander was a refreshing change from heel versus babyface matches. Both wrestlers not only look good, their post-match handshake was a reminder that not every match has to be based on a title chase or a bitter rivalry. Although it's unlikely fans will see Cedric Alexander on a regular basis, perhaps his performance will remind Triple H that the former Hurt Business member is more than cannon fodder. The bad. Smackdown needs more matches. Why were there only 4 matches on tonight's Smackdown? Does WWE have too many superstars? Or is this just a case of Triple H not knowing how to juggle the deep roster he's put together over the last year? Another possibility is that this is by design. Fans have heard how the game has scaled back the number of matches on PLEs because he finds it gives wrestlers more time to put on better matches. Is he taking the same approach to SmackDown? If so, it's a bad move, as weekly TV traditionally provides fans with chances to see what different superstars bring to the table, as well as forwarding storylines. If fans only see a wrestler once a month, or less in the case of Cedric Alexander, what chance do they have at getting over? Is 50-50 booking back? Another potential problem is what appears to be 50-50 booking of the WWE's roster. Unless a wrestler is getting a major push, such as setting them up for a title shot, the WWE continues to book wrestlers in situations where they get a win one week, then drop a match the next, unless you're the Brawling Brutes, in which case you lose every week. It's bad enough that many wrestlers don't get much TV time. It's even worse when fans have no inkling of whether they're on the rise, on the downward spiral, or treading water. The downright ugly. Nothing ugly. SmackDown dotted the I's and crossed the T's in terms of building up Crown Jewel and featuring some good matches. However, there's something inherently flawed with Triple H's booking, in that his approach to long-term storytelling and focusing on fewer matches is keeping many superstars from getting over. Fans can talk about how bad Vince McMahon's booking was, and it was bad, but Triple H needs to address his own flaws. Ronda Rousey returns to wrestling. Topping today's news is a scenario suggesting Ronda Rousey may be considering a return to the ring. While it's too early to tell, Rousey's appearance surprised fans who felt she was finished with wrestling. According to a report from Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens, the former WWE Women's Champion made a surprise return on Thursday for Lucha Vavoom in the Mayan Theater in Los Angeles, California. Rousey was sitting in the front row when she teamed with her longtime friend Marina Shafir to take on Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick in tag team action. The article noted that Rousey won the match for her team after she forced Brian Kendrick to tap out to an ankle lock. The baddest woman on the planet's last pro wrestling match was at this year's SummerSlam. There, she lost to Shayna Baszler in a bout that failed to impress many fans. Rowdy Ronda posted the following comment on her Instagram account, along with a video from the event. Lucha Vavoom was honestly the best lucha/burlesque hybrid show I've ever had the pleasure of jumping into unannounced. Anyone who doubted me and Marina Shafir could make magic in the ring is an idiot. Thank you Taya Valkyrie and Brian Kendrick for being down to get down with us. Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that Rousey could show up at an upcoming indie show in November. However, will this lead to another run, and does she still have the same market value she once had? Has Ronda Rousey's value dropped? While there's no evidence that Ronda Rousey's return was part of a plan to get back into wrestling on a regular basis, there's already speculation that she might return to the squared circle. There are many possibilities, including AEW, New Japan, Impact, and even the WWE. However, how much would promotions be willing to spend to bring her in? As far as Dave Meltzer is concerned, Rousey doesn't have the same market value as she did during her first WWE run. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, the Melts mused, "It's funny because, man, I don't know if she's cost effective for AEW, because you know, what she made with WWE, everyone's cost effective with WWE. But with AEW, it's like the bloom is off the rose. I mean, yeah, people talk about her and everything like that, but the bloom's kinda off the rose. The novelty effect of Ronda Rousey as a wrestler, it's been more and more years since she fought, and she's not the celebrity that she was when she was a fighter. I wouldn't rule it out or anything, especially with all the people AEW does bring in. I wouldn't rule it out, but it wouldn't be a move that I would make. At this point, it's unknown whether Rousey even wants to step back into the ring. What do you think? Should she come back? And if so, where? Why is Ric Flair in AEW? What's Ric Flair's role in Sting's retirement? The Nature Boy shocked the wrestling world when he debuted in AEW on the 25th October episode of Dynamite. In case you missed it, AEW President Tony Khan announced that he had a gift for the Stinger, who recently announced he'll retire in 2024 at AEW Revolution. Flair put over the Stinger during his appearance and discussed how closely their careers have been entwined. Flair had no contractual ties with WWE. He probably would have come in earlier as they were in talks when the Dark Side of the Ring episode hit, and pretty much all talks ended. But Tony Khan wanted him to be a part of the Sting storyline, and he's supposed to be on the show as part of this through March. I believe part of this is also that AEW will help promote his Woo energy drink, or at least that's what's being talked about. Now that Sting's career is reaching its end, it appears Flair will play a major role in it. Sting said as much in a recent tweet. He put me on the map at the very beginning, and Ric Flair is going to be with me every step of the way to the end, and we'll go out together in a blaze of glory. Fans will have to wait to see how things play out. Regardless of whether Flair serves as a friend or foe, bringing him in for Sting's last hurrah is a clever idea that hopefully will attract fans of old school wrestling. How Tegan Nox saved Rhea Ripley's career. Rhea Ripley fired? Believe it or not, that almost happened during Ripley's early run in WWE. During a recent interview, the Eradicator recalled, "I was on the chopping block and I had a PC live match in front of all our peers, and it was against Tegan. One of the guys found out I was on that list and he told her. He didn't tell me because he knew I'd freak out, but he told her and was like, look, you've got to make Rhea look good because this might be her last match here otherwise. And that's exactly what she did. Even though it was in front of our peers, and that's the most terrifying time to have a match, she made me look like an absolute star." Ripley hasn't forgotten what Nox did. Can you believe Rhea was almost future endeavored? John Cena roasts Solo Sikoa. Tell me he didn't just say that. John Cena burned Solo Sikoa big time after Smackdown went off the air, roasting the enforcer with this quip. "We all know the only reason you got a job here is because of your cousin. We all see you walking around thinking you're some big badass enforcer, but you're nothing but a bargain basement Taz ripoff. What do you think about Cena dropping Taz's name?" Ex-WWE star is now a free agent. Last but not least, what's next for former WWE superstar Heath Slater? Slater, who had been competing in Impact Wrestling as Heath, is now a free agent and can work wherever he wants to. It's unknown if there's any interest from a major promotion such as WWE or AEW in bringing him in, but Wrestlelamia will continue following this story. Well guys, there you have it. WrestleLamia's look at the 27th October edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know in wrestling. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.